Let me ask you this, because you take the calls on 104.5 The Zone with Brent Doherty and Don
Mm-hmm.
Davenport, and you guys have one of the top shows out there, in my opinion, nationwide. And I'm just curious, when you put your finger on the pulse of what the Nashville sports fan thinks, and also you're what 6'7", 6'8", so you're
Mm-hmm.
recognizable when you go out in public. Do you get asked more about the University of Tennessee or the Tennessee Titans?
Man, hey, listen. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's the Vols. It's the
Really?
Vols. It's this. So this is so it's a little torn. I think the one thing you get from Titans fans is when the team is bad, they'll go hide. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really realize who all is Titans fans. When the Vols are bad, it's like, man, they go Vols fan. Look, he's still out here wearing his orange. It's still terrible, but he's still out here. You know, so it's easy to spot him. Now, I was telling our sales team probably about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, me and Ramon, we had a meeting with the sales team, and we told them, listen, this is the flagship station of the Titans. Totally get it. It's also the flagship station of the Vols. But you have not seen, and because a lot of them were new in the sales team, you have not seen Tennessee, the state, until you've seen the Vols be good in football. This baseball is good, basketball is good, how's it going? When football is good, trust and believe that this state is going to boom and you will never see anything like it. And they came back to us about a year ago and was like, y'all told us to start. I said, man, I told you better get them relationships together. It's gonna make it easier for our endorsements, man. You gotta help us out. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
But it's the Titans, like you get big figures like DeAndre Hopkins that come in and you start to see people come out of the closet and starting to believe. I think Vrabel did a thing like Hypo did as far as being able to change the culture because he took it over when it was nasty. It was a dumpster fire as well. So to be able to get his regime in there, get his culture right, you're starting to see more Titans fans come out, but it's just nothing like that Tennessee Orange, man. When they're good, it's easy to spot. It'll drown out that Titans fan base.
Wow, pretty strong.
Yeah, well, what Ron didn't tell you though, obviously, it's obviously Vanderbilt country in Nashville, guys.
You know,
Really?
you know what, Caleb? I said this yesterday, man. Like I was getting hype and I was emotional about it getting closer to the game, and I had to stop and I said, man, we ain't talked about Vanderbilt. Is Vanderbilt even playing this week? And they got a home game against Alabama A&M. I'm like, dog, wait, like it's like you don't hear it. Like it's amazing, man. And I think Candace Lee is doing a terrific job over there as the AD. She's hiring in the right direction with Stackhouse, Shay Ralph, Clark Lee, all of them, man. They're getting them on board, getting them rocking the right way. The funniest thing about it is, man, out of the SEC, only one school in the SEC has a base that is a major city, and it's Vanderbilt. And it's so difficult to get people there. Like it's amazing to me, man. Because I remember early 90s, I used to try to sneak into Memorial Gymnasium and see them play. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a part of it. You know, I remember their football teams and stuff. I remember they used to play Tennessee State. It was the truth. But man, it just kind of whittled away, man. And I hope they can get it back, man, because it'll be good for the SEC. It'll be good for the city. You know what I'm saying? And then when Tennessee and Vanderbilt play, then it won't look like it's just Tennessee coming down the street to one of their houses that they got in the subdivision that they want to stay at.
Ron, I don't want to shortchange the Titans because they've certainly been relevant lately. They've been knocking on the door. But at the end of the day, is it like a Mike Tyson fight? Like you can work as hard as you want to, but if Tyson's at his best, and as far as popularity in Nashville, if Tyson's at his best, you can do all you want to, but you just ain't going to beat him. So if the Vols are at their best, is there anything the Titans do to overcome that?
Yeah, they got to go to the AFC Championship. They got to go to the AFC Championship, win it, or at least get to the Super Bowl, man. I think Tennessee Vols, they can go like they did last year, be right there on the brink of greatness, you know what I'm saying, lose and then get to an Orange Bowl and you see what it is. You see the bubbling and everything. You take it on the flip side of that and look 2 years ago, the Titans are one game away from the AFC championship game and They got the number 1 seed in the AFC. You know, get a bye. This, that, and the other. They play the Bengals and lose. Yeah, I know. Believe me, I know. But they play the Bengals and lose the way they lose, and it's unforgivable. Like, it's like, okay, we tear the whole structure down and let's start over. Tennessee, instead, you look at it and you say, okay, let's build on this. Let's build on this. Let's build on this. And that's the difference, man. I think when you look at professional franchises, it's not as much of an attachment also that you're going to get from college fan bases and the college that you went to and the college that you support because of the revolving door of franchises in professional sports. So the attachment kind of leaves. You know what I'm saying? If you got a guy for 2 or 3 years, they're gone. It's like, okay, it's business. Now I got to go root for him. If I want to go root for him, he's in Detroit. It's a little different. So I do think Vrabel has done a good job, though, of being able to keep that mainstay right there, keep some pieces in place, and have some pillars right there. And hopefully they keep on building, man. But I don't understand it, man. Like, the people, I don't know if I'm too close to it or what, but it's like, man, one bad game can erase the whole great season. It's like nothing. It was all for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that's the tough part. That's the tough part for me.
I know Caleb was going to jump in here and close this out, but the one thing I love about Ron, and I mean this, Ron, percentage-wise, you change my mind, because I try to be open-minded in a lot of my thought process.
Yeah.
You change my mind more than anybody that we have on the show.
Yeah.
And it's because I said yesterday, neutral site games are dumb. Why wouldn't you have every game in Neyland Stadium? And now I'm thinking, I might write a column on offthehooksports.com talking about Alvin. It's the exact opposite column that I felt so strongly about 24 hours ago. And I mean that because you're so well thought out. Because they lost those people for so long.
They did.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to give Ron a random call.
I appreciate that, Dave. Either I'm making you dumber or one of us getting smarter. I'm willing to take both. I'm cool with it.
Well, it's all about content.
There you go.
Well, Ron, sorry, you're not changing my mind. I'm not that easily malleable.
It's cool. We just need one. That's all we need.
Well, now he's in the minority.
Yes, you know what I'm saying?
I don't conform. So, Ron, do you think one of the things that helped Tennessee stay the Vols, I guess you have to say the favorite team in Nashville, was when they had their fall off was kind of right at the same time the Titans had theirs. You know, the firing of Jeff Fisher, and I don't care what anybody says, I think he sabotaged the franchise because he didn't like Vince Young, and I blame Jeff Fisher way more than I blame Vince Young for that. And I'm still never forgiving him. Then I called him Mike Muncrack instead of Munchak because he coached like he was on crack all the time. And what was it? Mike Reinfeldt, Rustin Webster, just some of the worst people running the franchise. Do you think that maybe helped Tennessee that at least when they were down, the Titans were down too?
Yeah, I don't think it hurt. That's one thing for sure. I don't think it hurt at all, man. I just think that you have something to grasp to when you grabbing for straws when you talking about professional sports. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't really have that franchise guy. Then when you have it torn also, like Bud wanted Vince, Jeff wanted somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of tore not only the fan base, but it kind of tore them. You know what I'm saying? And a house undivided like that is bound to fall. And that's exactly what happened. So, I mean, the house divided, not undivided, but a house divided like that, it failed. And that's exactly what it was. So it took time to build it back up. You know, you look at the ownership now and Miss Amy, it's totally different. It's ran totally different. She honestly runs it like a college program would be ran. You know what I'm saying? All you hear about Tennessee, and I think the reason Tennessee even went down was able to thrive is because somewhere along the line, you still had the family in it. You know what I mean? It might be in a crazy family. Like, there's going to be some fights at the family reunion, but we still going to have one every year, and we always going to come back to it for the same reasons that we always come, because we're going to laugh, joke, this, that, and the other, and love at the end of it. The Titans, you didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? So while one was descending, one was still staying the same, and it was going to be okay. You know what I'm saying? So I do think, to your point, that it didn't hurt. I ain't going to say it helped. It just didn't hurt that the Titans were floundering. You know what I'm saying? But Vols, man, I think they always gonna be there. As long as you have the right people in command with their hands on the steering wheel that are not driving blind. You know what I'm saying? You can have hands on the steering wheel, but you can also be driving blind. I think they got their eyes open, and it's okay to pass it. Hey, man, I'm sleepy. Who's driving next? Danny White. Think Chancellor Plowman don't want to scoot over? Yeah, cool, take it. Now, we might do 1,000 miles per hour instead of 80, but we still going to get there safely messing with them. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's in a good situation, and it'd be hard to see a drop-off coming for either organization, honestly. As long as Miss Amy is intact and holding it down with the Titans, I feel the same exact thing for them, too.
Yeah, you can have your hands on the wheel, and the officer will still say, "Sir, have you had anything to drink tonight?"
It's a guarantee. You can get a DUI sitting in a parked car.
That's true. Which I always thought would be the most embarrassing one.
Ron, I got piled on earlier by Fred White and Dave. Are you a Real Housewives fan, or am I the only one?
You are
the reality show.
Yes.
No, man. I love the what's my girls back in the day, the four of them. Evelyn Gory and them.
Oh, you actually like the show, Desperate Housewives.
Yeah, I was cool with that. You know what I mean? I was cool. They brought this Real Housewives. These people, man.
There should be a Real Housewives of Nashville, though. Come on. Real Housewives of Nashville would be great.
Them people going to be out there crazy, man. They're going to be drinking all the time, man, sleeping, and, you know what I mean, trying to go to yoga and all that. Nah, man, ain't going to be entertaining enough, man.
Real woo girls of Nashville.
Real woo. Now, that right there, now you got action right there. Take them on Broadway, baby.
I would watch Real Kid Rock of Nashville. I would watch that.
Dude, can you imagine? Okay, so I'm going to give you one.
As a matter of fact, let me show you this. It's all right here. Look at me.
There you go. Throw it back, baby. This is a CD disc. That was beautiful.
I know. It's a CD disc.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I bought that the night. It was 2001 when I heard my wife was pregnant with my first daughter, and I was by myself in Gainesville because Tennessee was playing Florida because of 9/11.
Yeah,
and they played at the end of the year. And she called me on Monday when I had to be there all week and said, "I got to tell you something, but I don't think I should tell you till you get home." I go, "Well, you're pregnant." And so I had to be by myself the whole time. So it was Kid Rock and Maker's Mark got me through that first night.
That's a great combination. That's a great combination. Another reality they ought to give you is, I'm going to tell you, Kid Rock, you get Yellow Wolf, Jelly Roll, and Young Buck. And Young Buck. Give me them four. Give me a reality
Young Buck
show.
with those three would be. Wait, where's All Star? What about All Star?
Now, Star, he's gonna be a guest appearance. You know, we got to have him in as a guest appearance, like all the time. But those, give me them right there. We got something, man. I'm telling you, that's gonna sell right there.
Hey,
Ron,
speaking of which, we need Bubba Sparks back on College Game Day, right, Ron? Since they're getting rid of Big and Rich.
Dude, we gotta hit up Brittany Jackson. Brittany Jackson had him singing at a wedding about a year ago, man.
Really?
Yeah. Wow, man. The connections and relationships, dog, is wow. I'm telling you.
Ron, you know I love you, man. Have a blessed day. Tell Brent and Don I said hello, and it's football time. Before you know it, it'll be basketball time. Let me see that shirt. What's that shirt?
Oh yeah, that's old school vintage.
Oh, that is old school.
You know what I mean?
What did they hand that?
I was like,
to
when
you
actually
as soon as
Kid
you
Rock
walked
was
on
relevant.
I actually stole this when somebody wasn't looking, but yeah.
That reminds me of a story I could tell you about some of your teammates.
Believe me.
There's some jerseys hanging in a sports bar that weren't exactly donated.
Oh.
You might want to call me sometime.
I would love to
private conversation.
Yeah, I need that. I hope one of them ain't mine. I need one.
There might be one of yours. Ron, have a blessed day. And are you working out at 3 a.m. at Thompson Bowling? No, just picking up some gear.
Yeah.
Have a good day, Ron.
All right, go Vols, baby. We back.